This contest is scheduled for one fall with a 90-minute time limit. This is the Raw Impact Unleashed. Please welcome to the sanctuary at this time at a combined weight of 420 pounds. They're your co-hosts for the evening, hailing from Northern California and known worldwide, it's K-Double, Black Lightning, your boy Cole, and White Thunder. They are the perfect storm. Get ready to unleash the Raw Impact.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all around the world, it's your boy Cole and K-Double. Get ready to have some trouble. This is your explicit warning. There may be vulgar violence and language and brief nudity. We don't know, but just in case, we're covering our asses. Alrighty then, enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cole. What's going on, K-Double?
Not much, brother. Not much. Kind of juice about the way WWE is heading, but more juice about the guy we got talking with us today.
Yeah, definitely. We got a special guest with us. We got the former cruiserweight champion of Big Time Wrestling, current United States champion of Big Time Wrestling, Mr. Victor Sterling, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Victor?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Chilling, man,
good.
chilling. Just finished up the Royal Rumble.
Yeah? Yeah, how'd you like it?
It was good until the very, very end.
Yeah, I know some people were upset with that, but, you know, I think with the storyline they had built so far, it made sense. You can't make Reigns, you know, like the complete Superman. You gotta have something in the way. So I think it made sense for what they're doing, and then obviously WrestleMania, they'll get it back. But, you know, it is what it is. It'll make for at least a consistent storyline for a while.
Yeah, the storylines, I didn't have a problem with the storyline, you know, and the consistency with that. I just had a problem with Triple H winning the damn title. That's all.
Yeah, you and like 30 other people, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
I can't necessarily say I got an issue with it, but really, like, I just hope the end game turns out to be as interesting as it could be. It's basically what my thing is. I'd hate to see this particular Triple H reign basically wasted. There's got to be some kind of climax to all this, and hopefully it's coming at WrestleMania.
Yeah, true. I mean, I think that's what they're aiming for at this point, but then again, I mean, nobody really knows because, you know, anything can change on the flip of a dime, but, you know, that's probably the point of what happened tonight. Make it worth it, make the end game finally worth it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely. And the surprise of the night, it must go to AJ Styles showing up for the Royal Rumble. I mean, the dirt sheets had done said he's coming, and last night's ROH show said he's coming, but it was definitely a surprise.
Yeah, it was, because, I mean, you still had a lot of speculators saying, you know, if you want to show up, you don't want to, like, waste that for an event where you know he's going to be eliminated. But, you know, I think it was good. I think they gave him pretty good time in the ring. You know, he was able to display for fans that had never seen him for whatever reason. He was able to show, you know, like, what it is he can do, and the crowd there was hot, which was awesome because it just added to it. So I think it was a really good turn of events for Styles.
Yeah, definitely. And he worked with damn near, a half of the roster. Like he worked with everybody he was in the ring with.
Just about, yeah.
In some capacity or another, and got all of his moves in, which was really cool. Except I don't think he got the Styles Clash in, but he went for it for about 20 times.
Yeah, he teased it a lot, but obviously he teased it for a reason. I mean, they're going to say that for a good moment. But, yeah, he got a lot of the signature stuff in. Mike, the Pele kick, just a lot of other stuff he was able to get in and, crowd pop to it. So, really what matters.
I definitely like bringing him out and matching him up with Roman Reigns right away. Yeah, you had the one-on-one scenario. You had him at number 3. For the most part, you knew that AJ Styles wasn't expected to win the Royal Rumble. So at least you got to see a matchup that you wanted to see right away.
Yeah.
Right.
The fact that he didn't get tossed out was great.
Yeah. And they even touched on his ROH feud with Kevin Owens, a.k.a. Kevin Steen. They did a little action there, which was pretty cool. It kind of gave me flashbacks to ROH when those two went at it.
And with Neville, too, I'm pretty sure. I know those guys were before Pac,
Yeah, him too. But it really touched base with Kevin Owens, though. It was just like, oh man, I remember them putting on some great matches in Ring of Honor. But yeah, man, the pay-per-view overall, like when it started, I was watching and it's like, all right, the Usos are coming out. They're gonna be, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens is coming out. They're gonna be crazy. How are you going to follow this? And every match ended up living up to it and being able to follow it. There wasn't really a cool-down match for the whole pay-per-view.
Not really. Like, all the matches are good, but they're all different. You had the last man standing, then you had a tag team match, and you had the regular singles match, then you had the women's match, and then it was the Royal Rumble. I mean, everything was a different gimmick, And they all were given good time. They all performed really well. I mean, there's a few botches here and there, but honestly, I think the worst match of the night was the pre-show. That was just like cluster. But
and I didn't even see that, so I'm glad I didn't see it then.
Yeah, I mean it was a whatever match, but like the pay-per-view itself, I would give it a solid grade for sure. Like everything seemed to turn out really well.
Yeah, it definitely was one of the better pay-per-views they've had in a while, and a better show for that matter.
Yeah.
I do like the twist and turn with or not twist and turn, but the turn of Charlotte from good girl to the dad's persona of kind of like dirtiest player in the game type thing. It was a slow roll into the crowd kind of not liking where she's going, but I'm kind of hoping that they keep this thing with her and Becky Lynch going for a little bit longer, because that was a pretty good match.
Well, if they do keep that going, I mean, it would be nice to see the triple threat with them two and Sasha Banks. I mean, because obviously she made a statement tonight, but I don't know, I like the heel Charlotte, but I think she needs to have some matches without her dad at the ringside. I mean, it's good he's there. He's playing the manager role. He's taking her under her wing, showing her, how to do it, how to be the dirtiest player. But if you should do some matches on her own and still do the same thing, I think it would have a better effect with the crowd.
Yeah. I like that idea of, hey, I taught you what I needed to teach you, now go do it. And then Ric Flair out of the picture and let her do her thing. Which I'm pretty sure she's seen just about every match Ric Flair's ever been in, so she knows how to do everything already.
Sure, yeah.
That was the only time she got to see her daddy when she was growing up. I mean, that's just how it was back in the day. And for 90% of the talent today that's on the Big Show. Now, speaking of big-time wrestling and big shows, you had a big show last night defending your belt against J.R. Kratos.
Yes, sir.
That's a big dude, man.
Yep. He definitely is. He kicked my ass left and right, up and down, and all across the ring. But at the end of the day, I still walked out United States champion, and that's really what matters. No matter what happens in the ring, as long as I walk out victorious, that's my end goal, and I accomplish that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So when did you get into wrestling? Like as a performer.
Oh, as a performer, okay. So when I was 15 was the first time I went to a big time wrestling show, and they told myself and my friend Danny, who actually does some of the video work for BTW now, they told the both of us that, they'll train people when they're 18 or 16 with parents' consent. And my parents didn't want me doing it while I was in high school because, I was doing amateur wrestling, I was doing scouts, I was doing other stuff. And so when I turned 18, I graduated. I didn't really have like an actual job yet, so all I wanted to do was wrestle. And so the first week I got a chance, I started my wrestling training actually same day as Tony Vargas. And, like that whole summer, and even beyond then, but I know like specifically when we're both just super fresh and super green and really hungry, we're pushing each other the whole time. Like I would do something better than he could. He would step it up the next practice, do something better than I could. And then him and I would just go back and forth and back and forth. And, it's pretty rare from what I see from a lot of different camps and just from what happens at BTW, like to see a group of people or even just a duo of people start at the same time and still be doing it 5 years later. So, my whole career I've been training at big time wrestling, and I don't think that'll ever change. I don't see it changing, and I've just loved it every step of the way.
Right on, man. Yeah, and speaking of Tony Vargas, y'all had some crazy feuds over the cruiserweight belt.
Sure have.
We had him on the show, and he was talking about it. And I went to those few shows that y'all had, y'all singles matches, and then it culminated pretty much at the Battle Royal last year, I believe it was. And y'all even continued y'all's type of feud and storyline in there. Y'all went after each other in there, and I was like, see, you don't even need people to speak. As long as you pay attention to the show, you can see the story. You can watch the story, and it was really cool to see that happening. So you could really tell that you two had been around each other for a long time. So hearing that backstory was pretty cool. I had no idea y'all started at the same time.
Yeah, we did. He checked it out like 1 week. I happened to check it out the next week, and then like 2 weeks later we both started. So it was just like good timing with it all, Of that feud. I mean, like our first couple of matches together, it was just like back and forth, just trying to be competitive and just do everything we've done in training. And then, something happened down the line, and we didn't wrestle against each other for a while, and then it came back, and he was badass machine, Tony Vargas, just kicking ass and taking names, and I'm still just naive, young blood Victor Sterling, and he really brought the fight out of me. He pushed me to my limits and made me as aggressive as I am today.
Right on, man.
Him and I have phenomenal matches. I'm waiting for the next one we can have together.
So besides Tony Vargas, who else would you say took you to the limit in the ring, wrestling wise?
So I'd say Shannon Ballard definitely has. He's just conniving, very smart in the ring. He knows what he's doing, obviously. I mean, he's been around forever. He's definitely a veteran. And, I've been in the ring a handful of times with him, and every time it's something different. I don't know what to expect. And he definitely got quite the mind for this business, and it's great just to learn from somebody like that and just, try to analyze why they're thinking this way and why they're doing certain things this way. I'd say him. I'd say Adam Thornhill. I mean, he's the king of the indies for a reason. It was just phenomenal to be in the ring with him and just figure out what makes people so great and what makes them, like a legend in the region, and just being able to share 10, 15 minutes in the ring with him just taught me a lot. And most recently, obviously, J.R. Kratos, dude is much bigger than I am, much more stronger than I am, much more powerful than I am. He just tossing me around the ring left and right, like I said. And, be able to go through all of that and still end up victorious, I mean, shit, I feel like that just speaks a lot.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the show last night. I wanted to go so bad, but crap happened. So,
yeah, things happen.
Hopefully we'll get the video up on your fan page on Facebook. What's the fan page? Victor Sterling.
Yep, Victor Sterling. That's it. Just type that into Facebook. Pretty sure I'm the only one around. You'll see me like it. Follow the posts, like the videos, the pictures, all that stuff. But yeah, Victor Sterling on Facebook.
All right, there you heard the man, Victor Sterling on Facebook. Like it, share it, enjoy it. So what prompted Kurt White to change the Cruiserweight Championship to the U.S. Championship? How'd that come about?
I'm pretty sure there's more to it than what I'm going to tell you, but I'll just tell you what I know. From my perspective, it just seemed like I was defending the championship against these guys who aren't cruiserweights, like Tony Vargas, Drew Galloway, Vinny Massaro, all these guys just back to back to back. I was having quote unquote cruiserweight matches with.
Right.
At the time I was 180 pounds, and those guys were well over 200 or whatever they actually weigh. And so it didn't make sense to have a cruiserweight / light heavyweight division. So, they decided to make me United States champion. And, since that time, since I've become the United States champion, we've taken on the road a little bit. We did a show in Phoenix, which unfortunately I lost the belt to Davari, but, we had a couple battles and I got it back. And I know there's talk about taking it elsewhere to actually make it a reason to call it the U.S. champion rather than just...
Yeah, when Davari won it, didn't he call it the Middle Eastern Championship?
Middle Eastern Championship, yep, and then he slapped that name on it as well, parading it around, calling it the Middle Eastern Championship.
So it was right for you to get it back, and I'm glad for it.
Thank you.
Y'all need to put the 24-hour rule on it, but only in the USA. So you can move to Canada so you ain't got to face nobody. No, I'm just playing.
We'll see. I'll have my connections to Canada. We'll see what's
happening. Talk to the Ballard brothers. I hear they're kayfabe Canadian.
Right.
So, when's your next show? I know BTW's next show is an all-women show, so I don't think you're going to be showing up at that one unless you're in drag.
Not do wrestling at that show, but I'll be at that show for sure. Guys should show support. One of the students from the BTW Training Academy, Beatrice Domino, she's going to be there, and I know she'll be kicking ass. So,
yeah, I know. I've been trying to get her on the show, man. She, I got Kurt White booked the night before that show, and I'm trying to get Beatrice booked. She said she's down for it, but I don't know. You know how things are. We were supposed to have a show last Thursday, but we're doing it now. So
yeah, bro. We've been talking about this for 3 years now.
Yeah. It's probably been about 3 years actually that I'm like, dude, come on. I even came up to the training school and spent 2 nights at the training school. I didn't train. I ain't gonna lie to the audience and be like, yeah, I got in the ring and I did some shit. Nah, I sat in the chair and watched. But
I always appreciate having you around,
Hey man, I gotta hand it to you. You're a hell of a trainer, man. You made sure everybody did what they were supposed to do, and if they did it wrong, you made sure they did it till they got it right. I mean, it was definitely a great experience, for a fan to watch and see how it's done,
Okay, well, thank you, man. I tried my best, so thank you.
And and I got to throw props out to Chemo because he was training the other night that I was there, and man, you two guys with the talent that y'all got coming out of there, I can see why they're so good so quick.
So we got some good things coming. We got Beatrice Domino, obviously. We got Jack Madison, which I don't know if you've seen him wrestle yet, because I'm not sure which shows you've been to, honestly.
Didn't he wrestle? Did he wrestle Matt Striker?
Yeah. You were at that
show? Yeah. I was at that show.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We got Jack Madison.
You gave me like 20 high fives that show.
And I'm just in the zone sometimes. I just feel it. My bad, man.
It's all good, man.
We got him too. We got Zach Lowry, who just debuted in our Battle Royal show. So we got him coming out, and then some other students that in 2016 you definitely got to look out for.
Yeah, man. Raw Impact Unleashed is definitely going to be at many of these shows and covering them, and hopefully getting more of you guys on the show to promote big time wrestling. That's my number one Bay Area promotion that I go to. Out of all the promotions that I could name in the Bay Area, there's like 7 of them now. But yeah, big time wrestling is the one I love.
Oh, thank you, man. I definitely appreciate the support. I know you've been there longer than I have. I know that, but it's always good seeing you.
So, I was going to ask the question of about when you think back. Just tell us one of the stories, because I know I had a friend, Jamil Hemphill, otherwise known as Orlando Matthias. This was a long while back, who used to go and wrestle through APW's boot camp. I was wondering if there's any kind of like stories, memorable stories you can tell us from when you were going through the boot camp over at BTW.
So, I mean, every school is a little bit different. We have a training facility, and we have like the school and everything, but we didn't have like a week of hazing or a week of, or like, a time period where it's just really hard on the students. Pretty sure at Big Time Wrestling, the culture always was, you're here, you're one of us. Yeah, we'll be a little bit harder on you just to teach you the right ways, but we're not going to single anybody out generally. I remember back in the day when I first started, like the very first school we're at, we would always do these boxing matches because we were sharing the ring with, a boxing school, and there's a couple other places in the facility, but there's boxing gloves laying around, so we'd always just like body box and actually box with each other. So that was always pretty funny. I was like, I'm here to learn professional wrestling, and here I am just throwing jabs at my trainer, and that was always good. And I just remember just all the days of just like ring set up and tear down and just doing everything. And my mentality has always been be the guy that helps, be the guy that's always busy, never have my hands empty. So obviously hustling and trying to help out every way I can. And it's always a fun experience because you're dealing with a group of people that have the same common goals, same dreams, same drive, and when you all come together and do it, it's just magical.
Right on.
So I ask this with everybody that comes onto this show: who's the prankster? Who are you? Are you a prank guy, or who's the BTW prank guy?
Tough. So I have to split it between Chemo and Tony Vargas. Both are kind of low key at it, but if you notice what's happening, it's pretty funny. And I don't want to give away any backstories or anything, but those two guys will do something that it's not obvious in the get-go, but then if you pay attention, like what's happening in the room, or like you pay attention to a certain person, you're like, who the hell did that to that guy?
Right.
Those two are pretty funny, but yeah, I don't want to give anything away to spoil it,
Right on. Yeah, Tony told us about how he always looked at seeing right before they go out and be like, "You really gonna wear that, bro? Seriously?"
Yeah.
And he'll be getting into he'll get into Sin's head before the shows and stuff. But
Tony's funny.
Yeah,
he keeps it real. So our last show, was titled Hotline Battle Royal, and I had this idea to change the lyrics up for Drake's song Hotline, and I told Tony the idea, and he just looks at me. He's like, "Man, if you do that, I'm gonna lose all respect I ever had for you." I was like, "All right, man, it's not happening. My bad." Yeah, he's funny. He keeps it real for sure.
Right on, man. Yeah. It sounds like BTW is the place to be if you want to have fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a great spot. Definitely is.
So quick question: What did you watch? Well, first and foremost, how old are you?
23.
23. So what wrestling did you watch growing up? Was it WWE? Because I know you were probably kind of around those teenage years when the Attitude Era was kind of just taking off and about to close out.
Yeah.
So what were you watching when you were a kid?
When I got into wrestling, DX was already super hot. Stone Cold was super hot. The Rock was too. I honestly never watched WCW until the last night when they did the angle with Shane McMahon down there, and then Vince said, blah, blah, blah about WCW, and Shane's like, actually, McMahon did, not just Vince. So that was the first time I ever watched WCW. But my whole thing was always WWF because, honestly, I think it's just because my brother watched it, and I don't think he ever watched WCW. I remember I went into his room for some reason, and he was watching SmackDown. Back was on UPN, and Stone Cold comes out to the ring, and he cuts a promo. And, I honestly can't remember what he said or what it was he did. I just remember some big-ass bald dude coming out and just, holding a microphone and just controlling the crowd and everybody reacting to it. My eyes just lit up. And, instantly I was like, wow, this is awesome. And, thinking back on it, just the psychology of the whole thing, the fact that he could capture me just hundreds of miles away made me feel that, anybody can be to control a crowd and just entertain people for no good reason whatsoever. But if you have that it factor, you can make it big, And ever since I saw that SmackDown, I watched it weekly with my brother. I don't know what time we started watching Raw, but I would just watch it with him all the time, and it just became like a childhood fantasy that turned into a dream, which obviously now I'm doing it for real, and it's been great, man.
Nice. Is there any particular wrestler that you consider you model yourself after? Now, that's independent or pro. Just, is there anybody in particular you model yourself after?
Kind of. I mean, there's not one particular person. I take some stuff from everybody, but I would say the biggest influence I've had as far as a worker would be Kurt Angle, just because, I love just mat wrestling. I always loved pro wrestling, and I was trying to find a way to get into it. And so the year before I went into middle school, they cut the wrestling program. So my parents, luckily enough, I thank them all the way because they've always supported me with this, but they got me to what's called the American Kickboxing Academy. That was actually run by Frank Shamrock down in San Jose. And I did jiu-jitsu and kickboxing there for 3 years. And then once I got into high school, I did amateur wrestling. And, once I did jiu-jitsu, I just figured I was a tall, lanky kid, so I knew how to control limbs and, control the mat. And I just loved wrestling, pure wrestling from the get-go. So, when I started doing it, trying to figure out what style I wanted, Kurt Angle was the guy I thought of because he's the best on the mat.
He's definitely a good one to model after.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's cool that you did some kickboxing and other training with Shamrock. Did you do any tournaments?
No, actually no. I never was actually training long enough to do it. I did it for 3 years, like I said, but I was doing Boy Scouts at the same time too, and my parents put more emphasis on that. So most weekends I'd be gone camping or doing something like that, so I never actually got the chance to do tournaments. But high school wrestling, yeah, I was doing that all the time.
Right on. Yeah.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Cole from Planet of Cole and the Raw Impact Unleashed for 4 Aces Presents. Now, I'm going to do a little rundown for the weekly shows we got coming up. Monday, we got Now vs. Then from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. All of these are Pacific Standard Time. Tuesday, iRock Radio from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Also Tuesday, The Sidebar, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Wednesday, Hip Talk Radio from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also on Wednesday, we got Now vs. Then West from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Getting a little late for y'all peeps on the East Coast. Now Thursday, we got the Raw Impact Unleashed with yours truly and Kevin Kendrick, Double K. That's from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So y'all check out our weekly shows and holla at your boy. Take it easy.
That's cool, man. It's like wrestling is the best thing because it's a sport that's individual, so it's just you versus another guy or woman, whatever the case is, and it's just proving who's the better person. You don't have to rely on a team or anything. It's just mano a mano, and you go down, and whoever gets their hand raised at the end is the winner. That's part about it.
Speaking of wrestling a woman, wasn't it not too long ago you wrestled a woman for a hardcore championship belt?
For a hardcore championship belt? Oh, no. So I think you're talking about the Underground Wrestling Alliance at San Jose. Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah, I believe that's what I'm referring to.
So that's a guy. His name is KP, but he dresses up in women's clothing.
Okay, so it was a dude in drag. I had no idea. I seen the video and I'm like, is that a chick?
No. It's a dude that dresses in drag. But yeah, it's this company based out of San Jose, which, where they run is like 10 minutes from my house, so it's perfect for me. But yeah, I had a match there for the heavyweight championship a couple weeks ago, and I just tore it down. My whole philosophy is people give UGLA a bad name because it's quote unquote backyard, which yeah they have been, but they've really been trying to step up their establishment and their respectability and whatnot, and they started going to real venues. And my whole philosophy is if I can put on a good match with someone who's quote unquote untrained, then that just speaks level to how good of a worker I am,
Right.
So,
right.
Plus it's in San Jose in front of my home crowd. I can get like my family and friends to go to that much easier, and it's just awesome to be able to perform in front of my people that I've grown up with for so long. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. There was just a montage of all the matches put together, and I seen the montage part where the drag guy beat you, and I was like, what, a woman champion? What? So I'll be checking out that establishment too. Like I said, there's like 7 or 8 different wrestling promotions out here in the Bay, which is oversaturated.
It's kind of a spin-22 because, yeah, some people think there's, like, way too many promotions, but the way I think of this, and, some of us are actually talking about it at the shows this weekend, is there's definitely, quote-unquote, territories these days, but there's more than just 1 or 2 promoters running the territories. So, like, NorCal, yeah, it's got, well more than 8. It's got a lot of different promotions. And
right.
You may think it's oversaturated, but it's good for the fact that, say I can't get on one show I really want to get onto, there's probably 2 or 3 other shows within driving distance that I can get to that weekend, and it gives everybody a chance to get their experience.
Yeah, it's good for the talent. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but it's bad for me when, say, BTW's got a show booked and then APW's got a show booked on the same night. You know, like I can't make both shows. You know what I mean? but usually, see, that's why I like BTW, because you guys have a monthly show. You know, it's not like a week every weekend or anything like that. It's a month. Once a month, you got a BTW show, and you don't, basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Oversaturate the talent of BTW. Like you get BTW actually gives you a chance to want to go to a show. You know, it's like, man, I ain't been to BTW in a couple of weeks, man. They got a show coming up in a couple of weeks. So it's like, instead of like having a show once a week, every week. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, I'll go to one show a month to that promotion, which hurts that promotion because they're losing money on what I could have been spending there, But yeah, I like the oversaturation of wrestling around here and all the promotions, just not on the same dates. Like how the territories back in the day, everybody had a certain, day in their promotion that would do it. Now it's just free for all. Like, whenever we're going to throw a promotion up, we're going to throw a promotion up.
It kind of seems like that sometimes. You'll get a flurry of, like, new people, but it's the same thing as wrestlers trying to begin wrestling. You get, the analogy I've always heard, or the metaphor, is like you're cooking spaghetti and you want to see which ones are good to eat. Take a handful, throw it against the wall. You'll have 90% of them fall to the ground if it's not ready. And that 10% is the one that's going to make it. So same thing with promoters. You have X amount, like say, we're going to start, and by the end of the year, maybe 2 of them will last.
Yeah,
so
yeah, man.
Smart, man. Playing your cards right.
Yeah, well, I still haven't seen East Bay Pro Wrestling yet, which I know a few of the BTW people wrestle over there.
It's a good show. It's a good show, yeah. Like, a lot of us go over there, it's good people, good times. The crowd's always hot. It's always a fun show.
But yeah, so as soon as I get a chance, I actually got invited by Kakamine, last night, to go to a show up there, but I couldn't make that show. But yeah, man, I gotta check out the rest of the promotions. Since I moved back, there's like 3 new promotions in the Bay.
I bet. You were gone for what, like 2+ years?
I was gone 9 months.
9 months? Oh shit. Never mind.
It felt like an eternity, man. Yeah, I seen y'all's show in March, 2015. I forgot what it was called. But that was the last BTW show I seen until was it Holiday Havoc?
Yeah.
2015. So that literally, I left the week of the March show, and I came back the week of the December show.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I moved in February. I came back for the March show and WrestleMania and all that, and then, but yeah, now that I'm back, I'm like, within like 6 months, there's 3 new promotions out here. So I'm like, damn, I gotta check these guys out.
Let's see what's up.
And
give everybody that equal time.
What about Hood Slam, man? You've been trying to get into there? That's a crazy show.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I follow them. I follow the guys that work there and whatnot. I mean, I haven't been trying, to be honest. They got their thing. I got a little bit different style. It's not that I'm hating on them at all. I mean, what they're doing is awesome. Like, much respect. They've got, like, a mad following. They're or in Superman comics, that's awesome. But it's just not really what I'm looking for at the moment. But, I mean, you never know.
Right on. So, are you, have you been invited to any WWE camps or anything like that? I know they're always putting on camps and stuff, and a lot of Bay Area people get to go.
I haven't been invited to a camp necessarily, but a couple years ago when I was first starting out, I worked backstage about 3 times within about 7 months or so. I was invited there a couple times, and I was just like way too much of a greenhorn. I was like 19 years old, super skinny, like still 180 pounds, and obviously it was just like, wait till you get more experience, get bigger, come back. So last year I definitely been like bulking up. I gained at least 15, 17 pounds. I've got like 5 years of experience now, so I feel like if I were to get invited back, I'd have a good chance right now. But my whole mantra right now is just go anywhere and everywhere, get my exposure out, get my name out, just put on the best damn show I can, and just see what happens.
If you did sign that big old contract, you're walking out, you're making your first WrestleMania match. Who's standing in that ring waiting for you as a dream opponent? Who would be that dream opponent for you to face at Mania?
At Mania, as far as who's on the current roster, or what's up?
Let's say the current roster.
Two guys that I would love to work there on the current roster would either be Ziggler or Tyson Kidd. They're not like huge names by far at all, but I love their working style. And I think it'd be fun, especially with, the two of them. I know, like Kidd obviously from the Dungeon, and then Ziggler has a crazy good amateur background. I feel like the styles would just be really nice, but that's a dream.
Hey, check this out. With the way that they booked Ziggler and Kidd when they're healthy, you would win at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, they undercut Ziggler. They underutilized him. He definitely is the show off and deserves a higher spot on the card.
Definitely, but
and Kidd when he's healthy, he's untouchable. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like the tag he had with Cesaro was great, and that was just phenomenal. It was just bad timing, They had something amazing going, and then he got hurt just by a fluke. And Cesaro was being pushed like crazy, and then he got hurt by accident, and bad things happen this year for wrestling, or at least WWE.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I've seen a petition going around that was sign this petition to give wrestlers more time off so they can heal. They don't do steroids and HGH like the 80s. I was like, man, whoever wrote this has no idea what the hell is going on. But yeah, it was just astonishing to me that they would say something like that. And I'm like, not going to sign this petition. I don't think they work enough anyway. And plus they get paid very, very well to work, especially WWE.
Yep.
And that's what the petition was for WWE. So.
Oh, yeah, of course. They're always the ones getting attacked because, they're top dogs.
I was like, why don't you put a petition up for Walmart employees to work 6 to 7 days a week, and don't get for minimum wage, have to give food stamps, and then spend the food stamps at Walmart, so Walmart, screws them twice, Why don't you put a petition out for that instead of getting wrestlers another 30 days off? Why don't you get some Walmart employees some paid vacation with 30 days off?
It
just seems
that's not going to make headlines, you know.
Yeah, it just seemed ridiculous to me. Yeah, but I digress. I use Taz's line. I digress. But yeah, man, since I came back, man, BTW has stepped up. They got a boom camera now, a couple of handhelds, some lighting, a fog machine. I was like, what the hell, man? I walked in, I was like, is Rob Van Dam here? It was all smoky.
He was. He was.
I was like, is RVD in the back? Can I go chill with him, hang out for a little bit?
Yeah. No, we're good. So my friend Danny, I mentioned earlier in the conversation, so him and I, we came to BTW shows from the same time, and like I was watching wrestling a little bit longer than him, but you know, we came to BTW at the same time, and like from the get-go, his creative mind started working. Like he does comedy, he does drawing, like he's just a creative person. He trained for a little bit too, but like when he got a real job where he had access to stuff, he sets up media equipment and whatnot. So he talked to Kirk White, and you know, they work them out. He brings the cameras from his work. He knows how to edit stuff. He knows how to do this and that. And then we got Marvin too, who he was around back in the day, but he came back, and you know, he's the one that's got the swinging camera. He's got the hard cam. He's got everything. So we have much better production now. Like the whole show is better. We got the lighting for the entrance, the curtains. Like we've definitely been stepping our game up as far as production is concerned. And it's great to see because I mean we've had the matches, we've had the athletes, we have everything to back it up. Just the release of it wasn't quite there, you know.
And you guys got a bigger training facility now. I heard y'all got 2 rings now. I mean, it's blowing up over there. Man.
Yeah, dude, we're doing good. We got 2 rings, we got exercise equipment, we got promo corner, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. We utilize all of it.
Oh yeah, man, it's good. It's good to see that. Definitely a lot of progress from a few years ago.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, I have Danny Mendoza on Planet of Gold.
That's good.
Yeah,
I'm glad you picked it up.
I actually, what was it? WrestleFest. Was it 2014? He actually slept in the floor of my hotel room. Yeah, he was fucked up, man. We partied with Chris Masters and Cody. Damn it,
that's awesome.
Cody Hall, in Cody Hall's hotel room, and I had a hotel room down the hall, and Danny ended up passing out on the floor of my room. So yeah, I'm very acquainted with Danny.
For sure. Yeah, he's a dude, man. I've known that guy forever. Our families grew up together. He's a dude.
Yeah, he's cool as hell. And I've seen the stand-up, too, on YouTube, which is hilarious. I love the dodgeball joke. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. If y'all want to, if all the listeners want to check it out, y'all going to have to tune in to Planet of Cold when I have him on, because I'm gonna have him do that joke for sure.
That's great.
Oh man!
So I seen you got Planet of Cold, and you had another thing you were promoting this week. What was it?
Planet of Cold is the show. Bone Gurgle Productions.
That's what it was.
It's the production company. Since I got the studio set up now with cameras and mics and all that stuff, we're gonna start doing video and all that, and it's gonna be in
YouTube.
It's gonna kind of be in coalition with the Phrases Presents brand.
Okay.
Like Phrases Presents is basically audio, and they just started web series. And my part that I do for the web series is going to be through Bone Gurgle Production, which I've had for going on 10 years now. But it took a 7-year hiatus, so it's back now. It's version 2.0 of Bone Gurgle Production. But yeah, man, y'all can like that on Facebook if you want to. I don't care if you do or not. Talking to the fans, that is. I know you already liked it, and Kevin already liked it, so. It was just one of them things. I better put it up here before somebody copyrights it and says they had it before me.
So yeah, because you never know what's going to happen, right?
Well, it's like the gimmick infringement with Chemo and the Unicorn Cliffy. Brodus Clay on TNA comes out with Gorilla Unicorn shirts on, and of course the New Day is running around with unicorn stuff. So I just every time I see it, I just text Chemo, man, they infringing on your gimmick. You need to lower your up.
It's about like 4 or 5 times a week. Then you're hitting them up. Yeah,
it's like every day. Every day, it's like some other wrestling companies get a unicorn running around. I'm like, what the hell, man? Chemo's been doing this for half a decade.
Yeah, but things always catch on. Everybody steals from each other. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah. Well, I noticed.
I told the All-American white boy babyface from everybody else, so it is what it is.
Most mainstream wrestlers of WCW and WWE throughout the 80s and 90s all stole their stuff from movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You can reference like their catchphrases and like certain things you can reference to a movie, and it's like I was watching an old movie the other day, and I'm like, that's Booker T. It's like, can you dig that, sucker? I'm like, that's Booker T. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm watching like The Warriors or something. It was an old school movie. But yeah, everybody takes from everybody. That's how creative works. Vince McMahon just has the money to trademark it and copyright it.
True. That's true, man. Money talks. That's all it is.
Well, hell, man, we've been on here for about an hour, man. We've learned a lot about Victor Sterling and BTW and what's going down. I appreciate you doing the show, man. It's been, like you said, 3 years in the making of getting the United States champion of big time wrestling here. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I definitely appreciate it. It's been something I'm looking forward to.
Right on, man. Anytime you got a show you want to promote or anything like that, hit me up, and we'll make sure you get on air so you can promote the show.
For sure. Well, in that line of boarding, Big Time Wrestling, we're coming back February 19th. We got an all-woman show coming up called Dangerous Damsels. You've probably seen the posters passed out online all around Newark, Fremont, East Bay area. It's coming out, but yeah, make sure to be there. There's got a lot of good talent coming out. Something you're not going to want to miss.
Right on, man. Yeah, I'm definitely going there. It's going to be all women. That's all Cole right there. That's me, your boy Cole in the house. I'm gonna show up as your boy Cole. I'm gonna leave as the man Cole.
I tell you, I'll be there, man. I'll be watching it right next to you.
Right on, man. You gonna be my wingman? You gonna introduce me to everybody?
We'll see. We'll see what's up.
We'll see what's up. That didn't sound like a yes to me, man. See, if you would have asked me that, I'd have been like, hell yeah, I'm your wingers. But no, man, really, I appreciate it, and I'll definitely see you at Dangerous Damsels.
Yeah, definitely.
Big time.
Thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys having me on. I appreciate it. So thank you.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, for sure. Take care.
All right, man. You too. Take care.
Bye.
Later. Yo, kid,
Right.
still there?
I'm still here, brother, as always.
Right on, right on. Well, that lasted just about an hour, man, of the interview. I didn't expect for it to run that long, man, and we didn't really do a commercial break or anything.
It's okay. I can. We had enough gaps early on. I can go on ahead and run it, fit one in there, and I'll edit this whole part out too. I'll probably leave it.
You ain't got to edit this whole part out, man. It was pretty cool talking with Victor Sterling there, the U.S. champ, that we've been literally trying to get on for 3 years.
That's right.
That's a nice inaugural show there for everybody. And again, I want to reiterate, I am upset that Triple H is 14-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion of the world. Damn it.
It sucks, but it is what it is. And I think it definitely sets up the Reigns Triple H match that they wanted. It's just the wrong person holding the belt as far as I'm concerned. Like, it should be Reigns holding the belt, but hey, teach their own, right? This is the route they wanted to take, so this is what we kind of got to respect. But overall, like you said, overall, it was a good pay-per-view. Pretty much as a whole.
It was definitely a good pay-per-view. I can't wait for you uploading this tomorrow, so I can't wait for it tonight, Monday Night Raw. The aftermath, it's going to be on and popping because you know there's going to be a whole bunch of motherfuckers just jumping each other and going crazy after the wild night there was tonight. It wouldn't surprise me to see Brock Lesnar show up pissed off.
And that was another thing is I think they definitely set up the Wyatt Lesnar feud for WrestleMania pretty nicely by having him be the one that kind of was the effective reason why Brock Lesnar was eliminated. The guys came back in, pretty much boxed him out, and had their way with him.
Yeah. The only thing I wanted to happen when the Brock Lesnar, got boxed out and knocked out and all that, and he took a second, leaned on the steps, and he kind of, took his little time around the ring. I was hoping, since they reiterated about 8 times that it was no disqualification, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted Brock Lesnar to jump in the ring and grab Bray Wyatt and take him to Suplex City over the top rope onto the Wyatt family that's outside the ring.
That would have been
sick.
Know
what I'm saying? That would have been, like, in my mind, I was like, a perfect spot right now would be Brock pushing the refs to the side, jumping in the ring, grabbing Bray Wyatt from behind, and just suplexing him over the top rope onto his family. I was like, I'd have been like, that would have been perfect. And it would have still, went with that storyline of them two hating each other and a great program all the way to Mania. Definitely, that went through my mind, and I was like, if I was booking that, that's what I would have booked. But, hey, AJ motherfucking Styles and motherfucking WWE motherfucking Heat.
Oh, and another thing I was going to ask, whatchamacallit about, but never got around to, Austin Aries is now a part of WWE.
I seen that. I seen that post. And I read the article of the NXT, how he's going to be in NXT and all that, which I think is great because I know AJ Styles is going to be in NXT for a while.
Yeah.
And of course Samoa Joe's there, so that's it's kind of like
We'll be able to see if they can help hold up a company that's already being held up by money. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be able to actually be like, it'd be like, what if they were all in TNA and TNA actually had some serious money behind them, like Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Exactly. And since AJ Styles has showed up, I'm thinking that the Bullet Club isn't far behind. And there was reports that WWE tried to get the right to the Bullet Club moniker. But
have they now?
But they were trying to get. I didn't say it was successful, and they did get it, but they were trying to get it. But they do have the trademark rights and the copyrights on the Balor Club.
What?
Which the Balor Club.
Oh, led by Finn Balor.
Which the Bullet Club was led by Finn Balor, just as Prince Devitt.
Right.
He started it, so if they can't get the trademark for the Bullet Club, it looks like the Balor Club is going to be the one that's going to be showing up at NXT and possibly a takeover.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, a lot of good things are popping with WWE right now. I mentioned on Facebook and Twitter the other day that during Raw I seen a Lucha Underground commercial. Now that is how you fucking promote your promotion. TNA. This is strictly for Impact Wrestling. Spend a little bit of money during Raw and SmackDown and promote your show. Because I know in 4 days from now, I'm going to be watching Lucha Underground. Because they put a commercial on during Raw when I was watching Raw. And I seen that shit and I was like, oh yeah, countdown begins today. Dun dun dun. But yeah, that's how you promote the show, TNA. If TNA would have spent just a little bit less money on Hulk Hogan and a little bit more money on commercials, they would be a top promotion right now, instead of like number 5 on the list of indie shows with actual TV time.
Oh man.
And speaking of independent promotions with TV time, Ring of Honor, Frankie Kazarian will be on. He will be on this show, the Raw Impact Unleashed. That's right, your boy Cole and K Double has got Frankie Kazarian coming up this Thursday night on the Raw Impact Unleashed, 8 p.m. Pacific. Whatever that is on the East Coast. Y'all do the damn math. I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, yes, we will have Suicide, a.k.a. Frankie Kazarian, a.k.a. Kaz, will be on the show. So, y'all definitely tune into that. I got Planet of the Cold coming up this week. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do yet. I was supposed to have Planet of the Cold last night. It ain't happened.
That's coming soon, y'all. That's coming soon.
But yeah, I was supposed to have a special comedian guest on last night, but he ended up flaking on me. I ain't going to say his name. Capizzi, which has been on this show before. Anyway,
he was one of our first guests.
Yeah, and he actually did some predictions, and I think he was 90% right on all his predictions. But anyway, yeah. Planet of Cold, I ain't really. I got a few jokes wrote down. That's about it. Other than that, I have no idea what it was going to go on.
That's why they need to listen in.
it's just good to be back on the air, man. It's been so long.
It is. Yeah, it is.
But with that said, I'm tired of being on the air tonight, bro.
So let's wrap this up. Bring that home.
We gotta bring it home. I'm just gonna walk out, man. I'm gonna let you get.
All right.
Actually, what's your sister Royal Rumble? I'm gonna let you toss me over the ropes and win the Royal Rumble and become WWE World Heavyweight Champion of the world.
Can I do it like Triple H did it? Can I do it like an old man?
Yeah, you can do it like an old man.
I grab you by the neck. We spin around. You make it
Oh,
look
that's
like
my-
you gonna throw me out. I make it look
That's
like
my
I'm gonna throw
neck.
you out.
That's my neck. Ow.
And then I throw you over the top rope.
Oh, I'm flying. I'm Superman. Boom. I hit the ground. I hurt myself and broke a rib.
And I am the champion. I am the champion.
You are an ass clown. Oh.
Depends on who you're talking to, baby boy. Depends on who you're talking to.
You are a jabroni. Oh.
If you're smiling. Oh, man.
And if you want to go to Stone Cold, you're a jackass. Oh.
Stomping a mud hole in you.
And walking it dry.
And walking that motherfucker dry. Damn right. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
Oh, man.
This has been the Raw Impact Unleashed. We appreciate our special guest, Victor Sterling.
Yep.
That there is K Double. I'm your boy Cole. Say goodbye, Kevin.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Take it easy.
And tune in on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.